watch them unite the family.
College Night 2025 is a PV. This was the moment Saturday night when the Purples learned they won this year's College Night competition. The Purples celebrated on the Palmer stage as special editions of the Alabamian were thrown in the air. Hello and welcome to Vallo Vision News. I'm Isaiah Wilson.
And I'm Elise Kidd. Thanks so much for joining us for this special College Night edition of VVN. After weeks of preparation and multiple nights of performances, students and alumni packed Palmer Auditorium Saturday to see the final performances of this year's Gold and Purple shows.
Vallo Vision News reporter Cypress Wilkinson was there and has a recap of this year's Sweet Saturday.
Goldside's production masterpiece, The Art of the Clandestine and Confidential, transported the audience into the high-stakes world of espionage and secrecy. Abby Truitt, an old Gold, says that she was just super excited to watch the show from the audience this year after performing last year.
I loved it. It was super weird to see it for the first time as an audience member and not be part of the show. So it was weird to have to follow the show and not know what's going on. And I think with every year, mics and sound are always the biggest obstacle. But once you overcome it, it's so fun to watch it, pick up what the show is, and cheer for your favorite people. It's so fun.
The play follows a group of agents as they navigate a web of deception in this whodunit story, ultimately confronting the realization that it's okay not to face everything alone.
Agent Stevens in Houston, it's a pleasure to have you back.
Callie McMichael says she adored this year and that it's been a really great experience working on this show.
But I loved every single second of working on this show and being a part of it. All the people are absolutely amazing. Juliana, our director, did such an amazing job, not only writing the script, but also directing it in such a beautiful way. Our leader, Cole, is absolutely amazing, and he's done such a good job. And I'm just so proud with everything that the side has put together and done this season.
Then, Purple Side presented The Legacy of the Iron Witch, a dark fantasy tale about sisters, inclusivity, and the complexity of strained family relationships. Aiden Peach says that after being in the show last year, it was a different experience being more behind the scenes.
It's really wonderful because I get to see it from a different perspective on being out here and just supporting them. And it's really a nice experience just to work behind the scenes, and it's really been a great experience. Yeah.
The play follows three sisters who are descendants of a powerful witch named Cora. As they grapple with their mother's darkness, the sisters are drawn into a journey filled with self-discovery and ultimate sacrifice. Abigail Houghton, a past Purple Side leader, reflected on the production, praising the dedication of everyone involved.
I think really just seeing the side get together, and the leaders did an amazing job this year. Troy, Madeline, I saw the hard work and I heard the hard work. I saw the cast, the pit course was amazing, and the set changes I think were definitely part of my favorite of the show.
After two incredible performances, the judges deliberated, and this year's College Night was a Purple victory.
Watch them unite the family.
Reporting for Vallo Vision News, I'm Cypress Wilkinson.
This year's PV marks the Purple Side's 52nd College Night win. If you missed the shows or just want to go back and rewatch them, you can go to the Montevallo 4U YouTube channel. Saturday night's live stream was produced by students and faculty in UM's Mass Communication program.
During the intermission on Friday night, student trustee Kendall Miller invited both sides leaders to the stage to announce the College Night dedication. Each year, one person is chosen for the faculty staff dedication in honor of their service and support of students in UM's homecoming tradition. Dr. David Callahan from UM's Theater Department was selected for the 2025 dedication. Callahan shared on his Instagram that he was totally surprised and honored to receive the award. After the dedication was announced, the results for who won Mr. and Miss Montevallo were shared. Cole Broadhead was crowned Mr. Montevallo and Rochelle Davis won Miss Montevallo. Both were heavily involved in College Night. Broadhead served as the 2025 Gold Side leader, while Davis served as the head cheer captain for Purple Side.
Part of this year's homecoming festivities included the reveal of the new Divine Nine Plaza here on campus. The Divine Nine, officially known as the National Panhellenic Council, was founded on May 10, 1930 on the campus of Howard University in the midst of the Jim Crow era. Currently, Montevallo has 2 fraternities and all 4 sororities of the Divine Nine. I am a proud 2-year member of Alpha Phi Alpha Fraternity Incorporated and serve as president of the Utah chapter here on campus.
Remember, there's always more news 24/7 on our social media pages, including more photos and video from this year's College Night competition. Just search for Vallo Vision News on Instagram, Facebook, and X.
Still ahead on VVN, the Purple Side leaders join us in the studio to talk about this year's PV. We'll be right back. Welcome back to Vallo Vision News.
Joining us today are the 2025 Purple Side leaders, Madeline Doreen-Dorsey and Troy McMullen. Thanks so much for joining us today.
Thank you for having us.
Thank you. Congrats on this year's PV. Tell us how it was hearing your winning side's catchphrase.
It was surreal. Like, I think it took me probably at least 10 seconds to realize that it was actually, like, I had to look at the paper to realize we actually heard it. And it was just crazy. Like, we picked that out together, and then hearing it, and like hearing it live was really insane.
Yeah, for sure. It was a bit of like a delayed reaction for me as well. I think we felt at peace with the show that we had done. A lot of our cast members had said, we don't care if we win or lose. They cried tears of like happiness and sadness because they were just really happy with the piece that we'd done. And so we felt good knowing that we had done that no matter what the scores were. So it was very surreal.
It was a beautiful piece, actually. Now, what made you two choose that catchphrase?
We actually found so many options in the script and the score. Because we'd known the script obviously for a long time, like front to back, but we sat down one night to look at the score and look at the lyrics, because a lot of iconic catchphrases have actually been lyrics, and we found quite a lot. And we narrowed it down to 2.
And then we're like, we need to take like 24, 48 hours to think about it.
Yeah.
And then we were like, okay. And then that was the one that just stuck out to us the most out of both of them. And it was just something that meant a lot. I think it really embodies what it felt like being on our side this year. It was a lot of being united, and like kind of Troy said with the last one, like no matter what happened, we were all very happy with the season we had, and I think that catchphrase really like embodied that.
Well, speaking of script, and I guess to an extent score, Troy, you were the script writer as well as the leader, so where did you get the idea for the Legacy of the Iron Witch?
Well, funnily enough, I was looking back at some of the early drafts today, and I actually started writing the script a year ago yesterday.
Full circle.
Yeah, no, literally. I just kind of had this idea of this Iron Witch character. I don't know really where she came from, but it sounded interesting. It had a nice ring to it, and I have wanted so long for Purple Side to kind of get back into that made-up reality realm, because I love all the shows that I got to do while I was here, but a lot of them were kind of set in like a present-day type of scenario, and I wanted us to be whisked away into a fantasy land. That also being said, I submitted it anonymously because in the past some leaders have got backlash for writing the script, and so I didn't want it to be judged with my name on it. And so everyone that was involved at the time when it was picked, aside from obviously Madeline, they didn't know that it was my script. And we kept that a secret all the way up until college night, because the show is the show without knowing that I wrote it. And I didn't want people to judge it based off of just my name being on it.
I think that's really smart and really humble. Hey, and I know it can be a bit nerve-wracking to share your work, so what gave you the confidence to submit it?
Well, I submitted a script my freshman year, and so I knew that I had a decent writing ability, because I got really good feedback from it. And I didn't submit one after that for a long time, but I'd always had ideas. I think I have like a large file of just like random scenes that I had written or ideas, but I never had time to fully flesh them out. And I'm glad I didn't, because I think everyone's first work tends to be their best work, especially if they put a lot of time and effort into it. And I think that can be said for a lot of our past shows as well. And I also think, with that being said, it kind of made it like, I don't want to say a secret weapon, but I don't think anyone expected me to write a show and for it to be like as good as it was. And that was really gratifying to see people respond to it so well.
Well, like Isaiah said, it was a beautiful show, so
Thank you.
congratulations.
I I enjoyed every moment of it.
Yeah.
Now that college night has officially come to a close with a purple victory, what can students and alumni expect from the both of you as you now turn over to Vintage Purples?
I don't know.
Honestly, all I've been thinking about is getting some sleep afterwards. I really hope to be involved. Like, I think there's been plenty of time throughout the season where we've been like, that's going to be us next year. Like, we're going to come back, and it'll be really nice to be able to cheer on people that we know.
Yeah.
Because for the next 2 years, we will know the people here and the people leaving it. But I think it will be nice to kind of see it from afar, hopefully still be very involved. I love to support them for years and years to come, because we know, like, having Vintage Purple support, we would not have been able to do it without them.
100%.
So I want to be able to get that back.
I think also now knowing all the ins and outs of the game, it'll be very interesting to watch that from an outside perspective.
Yeah.
And I don't know if any of y'all have watched Avatar: The Last Airbender, but I always joked, like, I need to talk to a past life. And so I'd always hit a past leader if I needed advice or help with anything, and I can't wait to be that for the next generation of leaders.
That's how it should be. That's a good connection to still have between, you know, past, present, and future leaders. What advice do you want to give to future Purple Side cast and future cabinet members?
I think the first thing that comes to mind with me is trust yourself and trust the process. This is a really old tradition, so we know that it works. Don't be afraid to look at the past and see what went wrong and what went well. I think that can be said for a lot. We did that quite a lot in trying to just figure out how stuff needs to work. And that goes with talking to past leaders, but also just looking at the experiences we have had for the past 4 years. And just never forget to not only love the game, but love each other and have grace with each other, because I think that is truly how we won this year. I said in my leader letter, no matter what the scores say, if we love each other and we fight for each other, that's how you really win. And so just the actual victory itself was just icing on the cake.
I definitely agree. Like, I would say, like, remember why you're doing it. And I would say that to anyone doing college night. Remember why you're doing it, because it can be rough. And we know, especially, like, as leaders and cabinet members, sometimes you tend to forget, like, the magic of college night, and not just, like, purple side or gold side, like, just the magic of it in general. So remember why you're doing it, and like Troy said, like, remember why you love each other and why you chose the side you did, because I think that really keeps you going. And we both agreed that no matter how the season ended, we were very happy with how our side was this year.
Well, Troy and Madeline, thank you so much for your time. We really appreciate it. But yeah.
Thank y'all so much.
Thank you.
And remember, there's always more news from our team of reporters on our website, vallovisionnews.com, including our digital coverage of this year's College Night competition.
That's all the time we have for today's show.
Thanks for watching, and be sure to tune in to Vallo Vision News again Wednesday.